afternoon, 2:05 p.m. And what a day I've had. I had to settle, not quite what I wanted, but since I'm hungry, I didn't have no breakfast. Yada, yada, yada. I had to get me I have to say the name, ice brown sugar oat milk shaken, shaken up. Ice brown sugar. What they say? Thank you. Mm. As you can see, it was dark here, but I kind of put the straw in here to stir it up a little bit. It has oat milk, as I just said, and to eat with it, I definitely had to get something big because I didn't eat breakfast at all. Checkers, rally checkers. I don't care about the other fish deals that they have. I don't care about the fish deals that they have at Carl Jr. and McDonald's with their different sizes. When this costs about the same, two for $8.50, but they're big, deep sea. That means two. Deep sea. I love it. I love it. Deep sea. Deep sea. Crispy fish. Not the crispy fish. That's only one patty. But the deep sea. Mm-mm-mm. Don't need nothing else on. I don't have to wait on Fridays where the fish sandwiches used to go up each year on the special days. When I can get the same thing, a little bit more, a whole lot more, including the regular fish, it's still bigger. Checkers Rally, Starbucks. Mmm, crumbs on the lip. Glory, hallelujah. I have forgotten, like last year I did forget, that today is supposed to be a special day for many of us. Of course, I forgot about it again. And what day am I talking about? Let's see if it's in my calendar. Would you believe today is Ash Wednesday? I've been forgetting about it, but maybe I won't forget about it tonight. But I'm definitely eating fish. Mm, mm. I could make an entirely different subject, but I'm going to camouflage the one I'm talking about now to just talking. But Starbucks, is Starbucks becoming like the bigger companies of the past, like the AT&Ts,
What's the other place?
Big manufacturing firms, because they got a union that serves a lot of their employees now. Starbucks is getting to be like some of these other big firms where they got benefits. Well, the investors are talking. What's this? The Starbucks Investor Group. They're fighting. They're fighting over what they call this? Backsliding labor relations. So Starbucks, I guess they're constantly having strikes at least 3 or 4 years. Maybe 3 or 4 years, but they had at least some sort of unionizing in the last 3 years constantly. But it seems like the investors, as they say, are urging shareholders to oppose re-electing some board members. Now, if you're not into the stock market or you don't have anything to do with stock, or maybe you dabbled in stock a little bit, it all has something to do with how the company is going sometime. Because the company's doing real well, usually the stock prices go up or they go down before because of some other sort of reason. So you can still have low stock and still doing great business. Stocks go up and down. Some people play with it and some people don't. But it is a real deal. It is a business. You just don't gamble with it. But it does say some board members are responsible for the labor relations. The concerned shareholders say. Now, unionized baristas, as it says here, backed by figures like, well, it's political figure. I don't want to mention their name. Starbucks is on their fourth strike in 2 years. So they're having their March 25 annual meeting. Long-term shareholders are advocating for workers' rights, as it says here. They say they have a world-class board of directors. And it says the management team is turning around things for the company. So it talks about here. Now, I really didn't pay no attention there, but since I do drink a lot of Starbucks, as a lot of people do, it says the baristas unionizing since late 2021, more than 4 years and 4 strikes. The company has not reached its first collective bargaining agreement. They represent 12,000 baristas over 600 locations. At the Starbucks shuttered, 600 locations. So the union only represents closer to 550 or less than 5% of its company-owned stores. Back in the old days, when you get a unionized job, you were urged to join. They made you join the union. They would pressure you to join a union. But as the years went by and by and by, a lot of people didn't like to go on strike. A lot of people union busted. Things would happen to them. However, back in the old days, they used to make you join a union because you still was going to have to pay dues. And I still think if you didn't pay dues, because when they moved it up to the more current things, when it go close to the 90s and the 2000s century, you no longer had to be in a union. You had to sign some kind of form, but you still had to pay the union dues. Or if you broke the picket line, they can still make you pay and pay damages because we went on strike. I said we, or those people in the union go on strike for your benefits. And why should you get benefits if you're not on the strike line at all? Which makes sense. But just like I said, is Starbucks becoming like the big companies? Maybe so. Because there's still unions around. There are hotel, motel unions, or whatever they call them. I forget what their names. They're the AFL-CIOs, American Federation of Labor. What's that? CIO? What's that? Congress? I forget what the CIO part of. And they have many unions with many different names depending on the company. And their unions are spread into other places. I believe hamburger stand. Still gonna look into that because I think there are some hamburger stands that are trying to get unions, or they do have unions, but maybe a few people are only involved in it. But when they strike an agreement or whatever happens in the agreements, whether it's good or bad, you shouldn't get the benefits unless you're in the union, unfortunately. And that's the way it should be. But anyway, I'm enjoying my Checkers rally. Fish sandwich. Since I didn't eat breakfast, I'm gonna wash it down with my shaken up ice espresso sugar oat milk. I'll see you in my next video. Talk to them folks and have a great rest of your afternoon.